look, ladies and gents. It's going to be all about the binding. Does actually land on Super. Can they lock him up? Ignite is down flat from Cornex, and the first blood does come in.
Genji's going to get focused on Svenska and kicks him back into the team. SK turn it around, quickly focus on towards him. As he lands onto Soaz, gets the other side of him, kicks him back across the screen there. Will he be able to catch it? Doesn't matter, because Jankos comes in and finishes the job.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our final day of this Super Week in the European League of Legends Championship Series. I'm Joe Miller here with Trevor Quickshot Henry, and we're coming to you live from our studios in Cologne, Germany, as our teams continue to battle through the summer split.
Thank you very much, Joe Smith. Over the last 2 days and 11 matches, we've seen the standings sway, and with 5 more games to play today, there's still a chance for the bottom teams to try and make up some ground in the table.
But first, let's take a quick look at the highlights from yesterday's matches. We finally saw the Skarner that people were talking about, and it was Diamond who picked him up twice, but both games ended in a loss.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of whispers regarding the Crystal Scorpion and his potential in 4.10 with some of the changes to the other junglers, but I was definitely left wanting after yesterday's performances.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some other teams running him, though, because Gambit were really bullied in both of their matches.
And SK Gaming are currently on the downswing, having lost 3 out of their last 5 games. And even though they're still in second place, they're now in a tie with Fnatic. They were picked apart yesterday by Alliance, and then the Super Hot Crew just outclassed them.
So SK Gaming surrendered their game against Alliance in 21 minutes, which is the fastest a game has ended all year for NA and NU. EU rather. They just haven't had the best of luck. Over the last few patches, the champions that they're playing, which were instrumental in multiple roles, have fallen out of favor, and the team is just becoming slightly less relevant with their picks and bans, so they need to adapt if they want to return to that dominant form that we've seen in spring.
And the other hot story has to be the incredibly strong showings from Fnatic. They've secured 3 wins in the week and will be doing battle with Alliance today for a potentially perfect Super Week.
And it's great to see Fnatic back in fantastic form. They've shown the depth in all of their games this week, and it's going to become a matter of whether or not they can keep that up, or if they're peaking too early before playoffs, because that's the important matter as we're in the second half of the split.
And of course, there were some huge moments that had you guys lighting up Twitter. Let's take a look at 3 of your favorite #LCS big plays. First up was from Gambit versus Fnatic and features Soaz turning the tables on Darien. This one came from @WorkOzTheReal. That Soaz kick on Darien just made me jump out of my chair. This is the 3rd most talked about play.
And most likely back away, unless he's very aggressive, because he's very far off and there's not a lot of wards.
Oh, Darien has been completely baited into that one. Well, that was pretty sick stuff from Soaz, though. Just diving behind him as he dashed forward, kicked him into tower range. Yellow Star actually popping his ultimate, which didn't really need in the end. Darien being somewhat, I feel, outsmarted there on the top side of the map.
Sound like you fell out of your chair as well,
It was
Joe.
a genuine laugh.
It really was. Well, the next one comes to us. It was Kevin's 4-man attack from the Millennium versus Gambit match. It was from Araganto. He says, Kevin with an amazing 4-man stun. Just wow. This was your second big play.
There's a wild growth to save Diamond and together knock up onto Kevin. When his Zonyas comes in, Kevin dives in from the top side and it flashes counter-strike onto 4 men. And that is another 4 for nothing here. Brilliant. This time Kevin flash with the counter-strike gets 4. Really brilliant play. Last second on the counter-strike from Kevin there. And last but not least, there was Selfie's dominating plays during the Super Hot Crew's upset over SK Gaming. This one came from @Darpool and said, Selfie should get some #LCS big plays for that swag flag teleport into that fight. This was your most talked about moment in yesterday's European LCS.
He's going to give
note on that one. There's nowhere to teleport. He's using the flag to get on towards. That means he's going to put him in amongst SK Gaming. Quickly turns around. Lemons and Rated just drop where he stands. Couldn't do a thing about that one. Freddy's taken very low as well. It's Candy Panda they want to get on. Jess is in trouble. He has to use the Zonya's Hourglass intervention on himself. He goes down. Stealthy just motors on through the rest of the team. Candy Panda focus on. He gets dropped down.
And in dramatic fashion, the Super Hot crew find SK Gaming, melt SK Gaming. What a good team fight. All three of our plays brought to you by WoW, apparently. Anyways, you guys at home, if you want to highlight your big plays from today's game, send them our way on Twitter at LOL Esports and use the hashtag LCS Big Plays.
And before we get into today's games, let's see where the teams currently stand. We have Alliance. Well, what should we really say about Alliance? They're 14-2. They own that first place, and they are the team to beat.
Okay, completely agree. In fact, you have to go 4 games down to find second place, which is where Fnatic and SK Gaming are tied with 10 wins and 7 losses. In a tie for 4th, we have Millennium and the Super Hot crew at 9 and 8, and struggling down at the bottom, we have Gambit and the Wolves, who are both looking to find what it takes to find a win on the last day of Super Week.
And we'll start things off today with the Copenhagen Wolves taking on first place Alliance, and then Millennium will face the Super Hot crew.
After that, SK Gaming will take on the Copenhagen Wolves, then Alliance will face off against Fnatic, potentially for the perfect 4-0 week, and we'll end the Super Week with Gambit Gaming versus Rockax.
And to find more information about the schedule, the teams, the players, head over to lolesports.com where you can find all of that and much more.
Yeah, and while you're there, make sure to vote on today's matchups. Just pick the team that you think will win on the schedule, and we'll check in before each match to see how all you guys voted.
And with 4 weeks left in the summer split, you can find out how you can join us here in the Cologne studio to watch the LCS live. Just click on tickets at the top of the page for all those details. Now, I'd like you to head to Twitter and let us know which player is the backbone of your favorite European LCS team and why.
Try to answer these questions every time, but as an impartial shoutcast, I don't have a favorite team except for the production team. So for everyone behind the camera, they're the real backbone of the LCS.
Lame.
But in all seriousness, which player from a team competing in the LCS do you guys at home feel is the backbone and why?